सौन्दर्यलहरी कर्त्रे सर्वमङ्गलदायिने शङ्कराचार्यवर्याय यतिराजाय ते नमः। सौन्दर्यलहरी श्लोका 6। धनुः पौष्पं मौर्वी मधुकरमयी पञ्चविशिखाः वसन्तः सामन्तो मलयमरुदायोधनरथः तथाप्येकः सर्वं हिमगिरिसुते कामपि कृपाम् अपाङ्गात् ते लब्ध्वा जगदिदम् अनङ्गो विजयते। पदविभागः धनुः पौष्पं मौर्वी मधुकरमयी पञ्चविशिखाः वसन्तः सामन्तः मलयमरुत् आयोधनरथः मलयमरुदायोधनरथः तथा अपि एकः सर्वं हिमगिरिसुते कामपि कृपाम् अपाङ्गात् ते लब्ध्वा जगत् इदम् अनङ्गः विजयते। अन्वयः। हे हिमगिरिसुते, यस्य अनङ्गस्य धनुः पौष्पं मौर्वी मधुकरमयी विशिखाः पञ्च सामन्तः वसन्तः आयोधनरथः मलयमरुत् तथापि सः अनङ्गः एकः ते अपाङ्गात् कामपि कृपां लब्ध्वा सर्वमिदं जगत् विजयते। Here there is a antithesis, that is, although there is inadequacy of equipment to go to war, yet Manmatha is portrayed as one who gains unfailing victory over every war. Here Parvati Devi is addressed as He Himagiri Sute, O daughter of Himavan. That Manmatha who is ready to fight and wage a war. Now, what are the instruments he has? He has a bow which is made up of flowers which are very tender. Now, these flowers have to be kept in place. Now, what is the rope which is used to tie this bow? It is made up of a row of honeybees. Okay, then how many arrows does he have? Just 5. Whose help is he taking? His minister is the season called spring. Then, now to go to war, he has to travel in a vehicle. What is that? It is a chariot which is nothing other than the breeze blowing through the mountain range, Malaya Parvata. Even though he has these kind of instruments which are completely inadequate to go to war, he still goes to war. Now, one should have a body to be able to wield the instruments. Now, this Manmatha doesn't even possess a physical body. And okay, does he have an army with him? No, he is alone. Yet, he is said to go and gain victory, unfailing victory. Now, how does that happen? Te apangat kamapi kripam labdhva, says Bhagavad Pada. He says, Manmatha gains victory because he has received the blessing beyond expression from Devi's compassionate side glances. So that has given him the power to win over this whole universe. Such is the power of Bhagavati's grace upon her devotee. Harihi Om. Saundarya Lahari Shloka 7. Kvanat Kanchi Dama Karikalabha Kumbhastananata Parikshina Madhye Parinata Sharat Chandra Vadana Dhanur Banan Pasham Shrinimapi Dadhana Karatalaihi Purastadastam Naha Puramathitu Raho Purushika. Padavibhagaha Kvanat Kanchi Dama Karikalabha Kumbha Stananata Karikalabha Kumbha Stananata Parikshina Madhye Parinata Sharat Chandra Vadana Dhanuhu Banan Pasham Srinim Api Dadhana Karatalaihi Purastat Astam Naha Puramatituhu Aho Purushika. Anvayaha Kvanat Kanchi Dama Karikalabha Kumbhastananata Madhye Parikshina Parinata Sharat Chandra Vadana Dhanuhu Banan Pasham Ankusham Karatalaihi Dadhana Puramatituhu Aho Purushika Naha Purastat Astam. This form of Devi is called Dhyanamurti. In order to meditate on Devi, this shloka is very ideal. Now, how Devi is visualized by Bhagavad Pada is she is adorning on her waist a girdle designed with tiny golden bells hanging from the belt, Kvanat Kanchi Dama, and they are gently tinkling. She has a raised chest, Karikalabha Kumbha Stana, and Nata. The heaviness of the chest is causing her to be slightly bent. Her face is clear, blemishless, fully blossomed, Parinata Sharat Chandra Vadana. And her face is shining like the autumnal full moon in clear skies, spreading its aura around, bringing happiness to the mind of the devotee. Her 4 hands adorn 4 weapons. In the bottom 2 hands, left hand holds a bow of sugarcane, Ikshudhanuhu. The right hand holds 5 arrows made of flowers, Pushpabanaha. Then in the upper 2 hands, the left hand holds a golden noose, Pasha. The right hand holds golden goad, Ankusha. These 4 ornaments are said to attract all the devotees. Now, such a form of Devi is said to be the pride of Lord Shiva. Puramatituhu Aho Purushika. May such a beautiful form be manifest in our direct presence. Naha Purastat Astam. Harihi Om. Saundarya Lahari Shloka number 8. Sudha Sindhor Madhye Suravitapi Vati Parivrite Manidvipe Nipo Pavanavati Chintamani Grihe Shivakare Manche Paramashiva Paryanka Nilayam Bhajanti Tvam Dhanyaha Katichana Chidananda Laharim. Padavibhagaha Sudha Sindhoho Madhye Suravitapi Vati Parivrite Manidvipe Nipa Upavana. So Nipopavanavati चिंतामणि गृहे शिवाकारे मंचे परमशिव पर्यंक निलयां भजन्ति त्वां धन्याः कतिचन चिदानन्दलहरीं अन्वयः सुधासिन्धोः मध्ये सुरविटपिवाटी परिवृते मणिद्वीपे नीपोपवनवति चिन्तामणिगृहे शिवाकारे मञ्चे परमशिवपर्यङ्कनिलयां त्वां चिदानन्दलहरीं कतिचन धन्याः भजन्ति. This shloka is samayachara, means of worship, that is a form of internal worship. Sri Bhagavad-pada was a highly evolved soul in Samaya Mata. Here Devi, as she is seated, she is visualized in a seated, reclined posture. Sudha Sindhoho. Sudha means nectar and Sindhuhu means ocean. So Sudha Sindhoho means in the ocean of nectar, Madhye, in the middle of the ocean of nectar is a island. Now you have to visualize a island. In that island, Suravitapi Vati Parivrite. Sura is the celestials. Vitapi Vati means a garden of trees, celestial trees. Now there are 5 celestial trees named in the Shastra: Kalpa, Santana, Harichandana, Mandara and Parijata. Surrounded by these trees, in such a garden, there is an island made of precious gems, Manidvipe. And then there is also Nipo Pavanavati. Nipa means Kadamba Vriksha or Kadamba tree. Upavana is a garden made of Kadamba trees. Now, what is the speciality of Kadamba Vriksha? Means this is a tree which is supposed to give out buds at the sound of roaring thunder. That is the speciality of this Kadamba tree. Then in this garden, amidst this, there is a mansion or a temple built with precious gems. Chintamani Grihe. And why Chintamani? Because these are the gems which have the power to grant all desires. Then in this, Shivakare Manche, a form of auspiciousness, is a raised seat standing on 4 legs, a couch. And then Paramashiva Paryanka Nilayam, Devi resides on the mattress called Paramashiva Paryanka. In other words, Devi is always with Parabrahman, non-separate from Parabrahman. This is the implied meaning. That Devi, Tvam, who is always with Parabrahman and is Chidananda Laharim. Chit is Chaitanyam or consciousness, which is also Ananda, absolute joy, and this coming in waves, Lahari, a continuity is expressed. So a form of consciousness is Devi. Such a form of Devi, Katichana Dhanyaha Bhajanti. Acharya says only a few people who are very blessed get the opportunity to worship. Meaning to say, the capacity to worship Devi internally is obtained only by the very blessed evolved souls. Hari Om. Saundarya Lahari, Shloka 9. Mahim Mooladhare Kamapi Manipure Hutavaham Sthitam Swadhisthane Hridi Marutamakashamupari Manopi Bhru Madhye Sakalamapi Bhitva Kulapatham Sahasrare Padme Saharahasi Patya Viharase. Padavibhaga Mahim Mooladhare Kam Api Manipure Hutavaham Sthitam Swadhisthane Hridi Marutam Akasham Upari Manaha Api Bhru Madhye Sakalam Api Bhitva Kulapatham Sahasrare Padme Saha Rahasi Patya Viharase. Anvaya Mooladhare Mahim Manipure Kam Swadhisthane Hutavaham Hridi Marutam Upari Akasham Bhru Madhye Manaha Api Sthitam Sakalam Kulapatham Api Bhitva Sahasrare Padme Patya Saha Rahasi Viharase. Now this shloka describes the awakening of Kundalini Shakti which rises from the Mooladhara and goes upwards till the Sahasrara. That is the Arohana Krama, the rising of Kundalini Shakti is explained. Now Mooladhare is in the Mooladhara Chakra is Mahim, the principle of earth, Bhutattva. Mooladhara is the point of seat, that is in the sitting posture, just 2 inches above the anus, called Gudasthana in Sanskrit. Then Manipure means in the Manipura chakra is Kam. Kam is the Jalatattva, principal element of water. So as we move upwards towards the hips, around the hips at the back seat, slightly above the genitals, is Swadhisthana chakra. Swa means her own, Adhishthana is place. It is believed that Devi resides at this center. It is her own place. And yogis are said to visualize Devi at this center, Swadhisthana chakra. Then Swadhisthane Hutavaham. Hutavaham is the Agni Tattva, principal element of fire. In this Swadhisthana chakra, actually one should visualize the presence of both Jala Tattva and Agni Tattva. Then as we go upwards, Hridi, in the heart region, is the Anahata chakra. There Marutam, the principal element of Vayu or air, is to be visualized. Then move upwards towards the neck region, that is above the Anahata. So it says Upari, Akasham. Upari means over here Vishuddhi chakra is implied, is Akasham, the principal element of space, Akasha Tattva. Then going upwards, Bhru Madhye, in between the eyebrows, that is the Agnya chakra, is Manaha Api, the principal element of mind, Manas Tattva. Then Sthitam. In this way, the Tattvas are present at the different energy points. All these, Sakalam Api, Kulapatham means the Sushumna path, Bhitva, disentangling or opening up through all these chakras, the Kundalini rises and then she reaches Sahasrare Padme, in the energy point above the head, as a 1,000-petaled lotus, it is described. And there Shakti, Patya Saha, with spouse, Rahasi, in seclusion, viharase, she resides happily. Here, seclusion or privacy means it is unknown to the ignorant mind which has not evolved, and therefore rahasi. Harihi Om. Saundarya Lahari, Shloka 10. सुधाधारा सारैश्चरणयुगलान्तर्विगलितैः प्रपञ्चं सिञ्चन्ती पुनरपि रसाम्नाय महसः अवाप्य स्वां भूमिं भुजगनिभम् अध्युष्टवलयं स्वमात्मानं कृत्वा स्वपिषि कुलकुण्डे कुहरिणि. पदविभागः सुधाधारा सारैः चरणयुगलान्तः विगलितैः प्रपञ्चं सिञ्चन्ती पुनः अपि रसाम्नाय महसः अवाप्य स्वां भूमिं भुजगनिभम् अध्युष्टवलयं स्वम् आत्मानं कृत्वा स्वपिषि कुलकुण्डे कुहरिणि. अन्वय. चरणयुगलान्तर्विगलितैः सुधाधारासारैः प्रपञ्चं सिञ्चन्ती रसाम्नाय महसः स्वां भूमिं पुनः अवाप्य भुजगनिभं स्वम् आत्मानम् अध्युष्टवलयं कृत्वा कुहरिणी कुलकुण्डे स्वपिषि. So here in this verse, Acharya is praising Devi as the Kundalini Shakti which is in the descending path. Charana Yugalantar Vigalitaihi, rising out of the space between the pair of 2 feet. It was mentioned in the previous shloka that the yogi awakens the Kundalini Shakti and causes her to rise upwards from the Muladhara Chakra. And then she reaches the Sahasrara Chakra. There, Shakti and Shiva merge, and the yogi performs puja to them in the Sahasrara Chakra. Now, when the yogi washes Devi's feet, her pada, what flows out of Devi's feet is Amrita Dhara. So, here Sudha means Amrita. So, Sudha Dhara is a flow of nectar, and Asara means forceful. So, there is a gushing flow of nectar from her feet. Then Prapancham means the body, that is the yogi's body, the one who is performing this sadhana. His body, Sinchanti, is drenched. This yogi's body is drenched by an overflow of nectar which is gushing out of Devi's feet. Our body is said to possess 72,000 nerves. So, the nectar drenching the whole body means all these 72,000 nerves are drenched with nectar. In other words, this yogi experiences absolute bliss, Anandamaya Anubhava. Rasamnaya Mahasaha has 2 meanings, Ashwini Devatas and also Chandra. In the context of this shloka, it means coming from Chandra, because according to Yoga Shastra, the aura of Chandra, that is the Chandra Mandala, is said to be present in the Sahasrara. The word Mahas means Kantihi, brightness. So Rasamnaya Mahasaha means from the brilliance of Chandra or from close quarters of Chandra. Swam, her own, Bhumim, the usual residing place, which is Muladhara Chakra. Punaha, once again, avapya, having reached or reaching her own place, which is Muladhara Chakra. Bhujaga Nibham. Bhujaga means serpent. Nibham means similar to or like the serpent. Swam Atmanam, herself, becoming herself. That is, the Kundalini Shakti who rose up again attains her own original form. What is her original form? It is Adhyushta Valayam, which means 3.5 coils. Kritva, doing so, that is, she makes herself into a 3.5 circled coil form, similar to that of a serpent. Kuharini, Kuha means a crevice. That is a very minute hole in the center of a lotus stem. In that crevice, Kulakunde, in that crevice also is a very minute aperture. So within that, which means Kula here means Mooladhara. Within the center of Mooladhara, in a very minute aperture, Swapishi, she goes back to sleep. That is, the Kundalini Shakti goes back to her dormant state, coiling herself in the minute aperture which is in the center of Mooladhara. Harihi Om.